All right, this is Osamu Tezuka. So the waves are getting a little bit more. We looked at a lot of triangle shapes, and we were looking at that P. Craig Russell example with the squares and rectangles. Tezuka is using more ovals, more rounded shapes, and getting this beautiful flow. So these undulations, kind of all about, a lot of this is just about design. It's not even necessarily a direct translation of what it is. You see texture, composition, rhythm. You get mood and design. Yeah, almost snake-like shapes, right? Pressed up here. There's the white border and cut in with these shapes. Almost like three ovals stuck together here, and then some smaller working in. Oh, and the angle, okay, the axis of the ovals, even though they're next to each other, changes. So this one, the long axis is that way, and this one, the long axis is that way. And that gives more of that undulating feel. The original ink drawing looks amazing, very difficult to copy. It's a bit similar to Jack Kirby. Yeah, there's that. That's right. There's some of the kind of Kirby spots, the Kirby dots rather, or Kirby Crackle. And yeah, the original difficult to copy. With all of these, I think copying these exactly is not so important. I think the thing is copying the feel of them and the kind of maybe the recipe for how to make these. Maybe recipe is a good way to think of it. Each of these artists has their kind of ingredients, and then once you've got your ingredients and you kind of understand it, it's just a matter of putting it down in an appealing way. At least that's what it looks like to me. It's interesting using ink for water. I mean, all of these are hard edges. That's one thing about woodcut and about ink. And the reason that I like actually painting my woodcuts and my ink work with watercolor is that contrast. Watercolor is very soft, and ink and woodcut is very hard. Problem to solve, I suppose, in drawing water with ink is how to draw an almost edgeless substance in something that only has hard edges. And so, here it's feathering that's doing the solving of it. Here and here it's more of a texture. I guess with this Tezuka one, it's using these softer shapes. This direction of the axis. I'm glad you noticed that. It's an interesting thing. Adds that movement. Like, you often think like, I'm using exactly the same constituent parts. Why does mine not look as good? These little subtle things. Sort of soft movement it creates just by changing the axis a little bit. He's got these areas of open white and then groupings of these ovals, like the rhythm that creates. I think so far from all the waters looked at so far, Tezuka's is the most interesting to me. Maybe because it's the furthest away from how I would naturally approach this. I think I'm much more of the Al Williamson way of thinking, probably because I grew up with American comics. But this is really beautiful water. Got so much character to it. Oh, you know what I'm noticing? There's a spot here. Let's see if I can incorporate it. He's got this kind of trailing off bit. Right on the right-hand side, there's rocks in the bottom right corner, and if you follow the rocks up the right edge of the picture, then we get to that white shape that cuts across the left to the boat, and I guess that's the wake of the boat. And I just noticed that now, and that's a nice composition as well. A nice compositional piece. Also, in the sky, it looks like he has maybe birds or clouds. Must be clouds. The shapes they're not the same, but they're similar to the shapes of the water. And it has a sort of a rhythmic flow to it as well. And then it frames the figures in the boat very nicely at the top middle. Very beautiful. It undulates. Yeah, the whole thing undulates. Put that word down here. I feel like I've said that word more in this stream than I have in however many years I've been streaming. This is Mark Schultz. And he does this thing that I'm trying to figure out how he does it.